Hi, I'm Jooya from Jooya Teaching Resources, and this is my lovely store here. So I'm just going to do a quick product walkthrough on these lovely things here. Okay, so I'm going to firstly just go through the pop musician, and I'll just demonstrate a couple there. So let's just quickly go to that one. So in the bundle there's stacks, there's 24 different ones. Okay, so I won't go through every single one there, but I'll just quickly show you. There's these guys. Then there's these, then this, here we go, and the last ones. Okay, so there's 24 different musicians, okay, pop musicians, so you can see there to choose from, and a really good variety of different people. But what I'm going to do is I'll just walk you through one of these products and you'll get the idea of what you can do. So if you are teaching, doing online teaching, let me just go to my drive first up, sorry. And I'll just show you. So if we go to Gwen Stefani here, I'll show you. So if you download or get one of these lovely products, this is what you'll get in your download. Open up, there we go. So you'll get a teacher directions on how to use the, how to download the product. Okay, so stacks of information there on what you can and can't do and how to actually access the product. Okay, so I'm not going to go through that now, but that's what's in there. That's information for you. Come on. Okay, and then, oh, I thought we were still in there, sorry. Then also you're going to see that you're going to get a Google Slides version and a PDF version. So I'll just quickly open this one up firstly. So the PDF is, look, I've been doing online teaching, and when we had to do that, we had students that who didn't have access to computers. So that's why I've included the PDF version. So if you have to do a printable version for the kids, it's exactly the same as the other one, but so you can see here, so there's a printable version of the product. Okay, so I'm going to go through that in more detail on the other one. These still link to the here if they get the actual PDF, but obviously if they click on it, it's not going to go to it in the paper. Okay, so there we go there. So if I just go back, okay, and let's go to the Google Slides version. So this is what the kids will see. Okay, so if I make that just a little bit smaller, where is it? Sorry, I'm having a, oh, that's right. I've made this this screen a bit smaller so you can see it on my end here. So hang on, if I just make that a bit bigger. No, it won't let me do that, sorry. Okay, but anyway, on the side here is some information. Okay, so here's your teacher instructions. Now, what I suggest you do is if you are going to use this for online teaching, is that when you get this, make a copy. Make a copy and then decide, then always keep the original, and then from the copy do your editing and decide what you're actually going to give to your students. So you probably don't want to give them the cover page, okay, and you probably don't want to give them this information here. Alrighty, so I'm not going to edit this particular one, but you can. So you can simply just go through. So if you wanted to delete the page, if you do a right click, okay, and then hit delete. I said I'm not going to, otherwise that'll affect everybody here. But the instructions are here, so you can see that, whoops, okay, for the kids, okay, find an image of Gwen Stefani and put it in the frame. They might want to find many of them, okay. Type your name of the musician here, so they get to type, they just click, they just type that there, okay. And then there's some questions for them to ask. So what's the musician's name? What's their real name? When were they born? When did they die? Which hopefully for most of these you don't. Any interesting information. Now, the wonderful thing about this is, if I go back to there, if you actually have a site that you want to use and you want your kids to use, okay, I would suggest you go here, you put in a text box, okay, and link, type in there, link to the site here, okay, and then all you have to do is highlight that, and then you go here, and so whatever your link is, if you want to want them to actually look at that, then you put the instructions, use this this site here for your information. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of that because we don't need it. All right, so there you go. So there's some information, or you might want to put on the side there. Okay, hit song again. If you want to if you've got a site that you want them to use, please do so. Okay, hit song, biggest selling album, define their voice classification, because these are all singers, so are they sopranos, altos, whatever, and you might want to give them some hints over here. Find an image of an instrument they play, because let's face it, most of these singers are actually playing an instrument as well. Okay, again, genre study, so what sort of style of music they are. If you want them to, if you want to point them into a certain direction in terms of their what they're looking for, then again, type a link and put it in here. If you're happy for the kids to go and find that information out themselves, of course they can do that. Now, the best thing is you can decide how many of these pages you want to use. You could say, well, I really want them to find a picture and I want them to do that page, but I don't want them to do that page, and that's fine. You just delete and you just give them the pages you want when you're assigning this in Google Classroom. Okay, again, genre study, instruments used and the style, some interesting information about the genre. Okay, and again, you may not want to give them this actual page. Now, this is, though, does have all the links here, so if you click here, you can see here's the video. Alrighty, so you may not want to give them the video. You might actually have, if you actually have the music, you might want to link that, and I'll show you there. But there's some suggestions for you, okay, of what you might want to use with this. So the next part of this is all on the elements of music. So again, we have dynamics. Okay, so you might, if you are going to give this as an assignment, for example, or for a lesson, you might say, okay, well, I'm going to use don't speak, and you might then say, well, or you might want to say, okay, choose any of these 5 songs, and then they can do any of the 5 songs to answer the questions. Or you might want to say, okay, we're just going to do don't speak, and they're going to just do dynamics and melody, or whatever it happens to be. Okay, so again, you have the choice then to actually put the name of the song there and maybe putting the link there, typing the link, if you don't want to give them these pages. That's what's wonderful about this. You decide what you want them to do. So there's questions on dynamics, okay, questions on harmony, on melody, performing media, or rhythm, structure, texture, and tonality. And again, the wonderful thing about this is you can choose. You might say, well, you know what, we're going to do Gwen Stefani, and for Gwen Stefani we are only going to focus on this page, and melody, okay, and maybe performing media. And then you might choose another musician, and you might choose another couple of pages, and you might want to do this. And then you might want to decide that you're going to link it to, you get them to actually write a paragraph or write some information, or turn this into an actual another written activity for them. Okay, so it's the wonderful thing about this is the flexibility it actually gives you. Okay, but the one, as I said, I would suggest you firstly, when you get this, make a copy of it first. And let me just show you how to make a copy. So I'm just not going to do it in here though. I'm just going to do it into another folder. As you can see, there's stacks of these things for you to choose from, because this is my drive. Where is it? It was a red folder, bright red folder. Oh, sorry, blue. Okay, so demonstration. Okay, so say you want to do, where is one? Okay, here's Louis Armstrong. So I'm going to, if I want to make a copy, I just do a right click, okay, and you make a copy, and it's going to make a copy in here. Here it is, it says copy. So I might want to rename it, and maybe I'm going to rename it week 1 lesson for 7C, say, for example. Okay, as it doesn't really matter. Okay, so wherever it went to, there it is. Okay, so there, I can play with this one because I can. So I'm going to decide that they don't need that page, so I'm going to delete it. Okay, but I want them to do that one. I want them to do this one. And I want them to do that one, but I don't want them to do these two, so I'm going to highlight, delete. Okay, I want to get them to do the song What a Wonderful World. So I'm going to grab the link here. Copy link address. I want them to do melody. So I'm going to put in the song, What a Wonderful World. Whoops, my bad typing, I'm sorry. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to put the link in there. I'm going to apply. I'm actually going to make that a bit bigger. And let's put that in the middle because I like things in the middle. And let's make it a bit bigger. Alright, okay, so the best thing is now I've done that, I can just go copy, Control C, and I'm going to put it into performing media. I'm going to put, actually I should have just done that, I might just do that. Copy into performing media. B. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of these pages now because I don't want them to do that. I want them to do, what was I getting them to do? Melody and performing media. Okay, delete. Okay, I don't want them to do rhythm or those pages. Delete. Okay, so then when you're assigning it, this is what they would get. And you might want to then add, say, let's say we want to add a page. File and, okay. New slide. Okay, and let's get rid of that. Whoops. Get rid of that. And you might just write here in a text, write a oh, actually I might do that. Hang on. Using the information you have researched. I always spell researched wrong. I'm so sorry. Always do that. My bad typing. Write a written summary using paragraphs about the jazz musician Louis Armstrong. Okay. Again, I'll find that. This work is to be completed and submitted by, and then you can put the date. Okay, so again, if I just go and it automatically has saved that, but we know that's there. So again, if you want to move it into a folder, you obviously do use that there. Okay, but now you've done, then you can see that this is Louis Armstrong. You want them to find a picture because that information is still there. Okay, you want them to complete those questions and those ones, and then you want them to actually listen to that music, okay, and do that. So again, you can write and put on the side here instructions. So instructions for students. Okay. Obviously that's just not, I said, I've got this bit squished because I've got it smaller so you can see it better. But there you go, there's just one way that you can actually use these. And honestly, there are so many. There are 24 for the pop music ones. If I go back to my page here, so there's 24 in the pop music ones. If I go back to my store, there are 24, sorry, it's just taking a moment, 24 jazz musicians, okay. Okay, 24 of them, another 24. So that's 48 lessons, okay, or 48 weeks worth of work, because let's face it, this would take them about a week to do, okay. And then there's also, if I go back to my store, at this stage there are only 23 composers, but I've got another 12 to add that will be added in the next month or so, okay. So again, stacks of composers. The questions are slightly different, but the format is the same. Okay, so you can see there who you're actually getting in there so far. But as I said, there's another 12 that I've got that is waiting in the wings to be completed. So there are 23 composers there. Okay, so it's stacks of work, stacks of wonderful things for your kids to do. I hope that has helped you in online learning and what you can actually do. All right, thank you. I am Julia from Jooya Teaching Resources. As I said, there's my store there. Let's go back and have a sticky beak. And yeah, I hope that helps you with your online learning lessons. Thank you. Bye.